If you're thinking of visiting Geneva in the winter, or any time for that matter, you definitely should. I recently went and want to share some of the top things to do in Geneva, and I loved it so much I broke it up into 2 parts. I had been skiing for a week and needed a break to rest my legs, so I headed the 2.5-hour drive away to see Geneva.
Alrighty guys, so I arrived in Geneva. It's so early though, so we watched the sunrise, but it was super cloudy. But right now I'm at Pierre Cafe. It's right across from McDonald's, but it's super cute. And it's all a Harry Potter thing, which is pretty cool.
After grabbing some coffee, I headed to check into Hotel D.
Welcome to Geneva. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I just arrived to Geneva this morning, watched the sunrise over Lake Geneva. It was okay, it was a bit cloudy, but I finally checked into Hotel D in Geneva. It's super close to the train station, to the lake, and in the center of everything. Plus, look at this view, and I love my room. But now it's time to go explore some of the city with Geneva City Tourism. I'm so excited. They gave me a city card, which allows you to do a lot of activities and see some museums as well. And I'm really excited to share with you what I get up to. It looks like we're gonna have a pretty decent day, but a bit chilly. But now I want to take you into my room. I was upgraded, and this boutique hotel is a part of the Dynamic collection. And as you see, right when you walk in the room, there is really nice natural lighting from this window. And then the bed is pretty big, and the room is pretty big actually as well. There's a sitting area with a couch, a side table, and a huge TV and desk, so you can get some work done when you're here. But I really, really love this bed and the modern design. Check it out. And then we have the bathroom, which is really bright as well with the light design. You have the marble. And yeah, I really am excited to be in Geneva. The Geneva Tourism Board really helped set this up, and I'm very thankful for them. And yeah, we're gonna go all around Geneva using the city card to see what Geneva has to offer in the winter. And I think that is definitely something different. The summer has a lot, but you can also come here to enjoy a great time in Geneva before going skiing, like places like in Leeds and Valais and Verbier or Zermatt. And the train station is not too far away from Hotel D, which makes this a perfect location to start your adventures in Switzerland when you're in Geneva. But yeah, the room is really nice. We have a storage area for your jackets, a safe, and also more storage area. But yes, I'm really excited. It's early in the morning, and luckily I was able to check in early so I can start exploring the city with my Geneva City card. I came here a long time ago, but I was only here for I think a day, and I'm going to have a very different experience now. It's definitely different traveling in your 20s versus traveling in your 30s. Well, so let's get going and explore what Geneva has to offer in the winter. Just heading out. I just left Hotel D right over my shoulder, heading to the train station to catch the tram, which is actually included in the Geneva City Pass. And yeah, I'm excited to see the old town, but this area looks super nice as well. This is where Hotel D is located. And yeah, I take the tram. I think it takes 14 minutes to get there. And then we'll see Maison Tavel. And a lot of things are closed on Sundays in Switzerland, so that's one thing to plan around, but a lot of the museums are still open. So we'll be heading to some museums today, see the old town, and get a feel for the city of Geneva. I'm really excited though. It's so, so nice. And honestly, everything's really clean here. Like the streets are impeccable, and it's quite quiet actually. We'll find tram 14. I think heading that direction, but these are the trams. Woo! But yeah, I guess public transit in Switzerland and just in Europe in general is just always so, so good. And why I'm going to be taking this. And on the way back to Leeds, where I'm skiing, I'm going to take this train here, the train station. So I'm definitely not a far walk from that as well. Like one of the best places for watchmaking in the world. There's like a watchmaking museum here, and chocolate. I have the chocolate pass. You better bet I'm going to be trying every single piece of chocolate that I can while I am here in Geneva. But yes, let's see what time the tram is coming. The nice thing about the Geneva City Pass is you don't have to worry about public transit. We're trying to figure out how much public transit costs here because it's included, but I just want to get an idea. $3.10 it seems for one way. So it definitely is worth and pays off to get the City Pass. Just took the bus to the Metropole station from where I'm staying. It was about 11 minutes, and as you can see, on a Sunday here in Geneva, a lot of the shops are closed and it is really, really quiet. But there are still things open that you can visit, such as most of the museums, which are covered in the City Pass, which is awesome. But for now, we're heading to the old city of Geneva. First, we gotta make it up the hill though. If you hear that, those are the bells of St. Peter's Cathedral, one of the main tourist attractions you can come to when you're here in Geneva. Welcome to Ville. My French, excusez-moi, is not so good, but I'm really excited to bring you around Geneva's old town, basically. It is so beautiful, winding maze alleyways and roads and just historic buildings. We're about to go to one of the most visited things in the old town of Geneva. We're going to see Maison Tavel and check that out, which is, I think, the oldest building here in the city of Geneva. Okay, so welcome to Borges de Fort Square. Borges de Fort Square, definitely messing the pronunciation of that, is actually the oldest part of the ville.
It has many restaurants and cafes to explore.
Almost to the Maison Tavel. The walks here are so pretty, it's hard not to stop for photos and videos. This looks so beautiful. Made it to our first stop, the Maison Tavel, right behind me. Let's go check this out. It's pretty nice. Made it inside Maison Tavel and got my ticket, and now we're in the oldest private residence in all of Geneva, which is pretty cool. And you can come learn about the history of Switzerland here in the museum. It does seem, though, that a lot of the descriptions are all in French, so if you have Google Translate on your phone, that will definitely come in handy for you to learn more at this museum.
I recommend seeing Maison Tavel first because it definitely gives you a good history of the city itself.
This is a fortification that was built in the medieval ages. It said there was only 3 gates to leave from it because they were constantly under siege until it was basically impregnable, it said. And then a fire actually happened on the bridge that set fire to a lot of the city and destroyed the medieval Geneva as we see it in this replica. So Maison Tavel was actually a private residence up until the 1920s, so I think they show you kind of what it would look like when it was a medieval residence, as well as what it would look like when it was lived in up until the 1920s. More modern than the medieval look, as you can tell. But yes, this is definitely very interesting to see how a house can change through centuries. It's definitely worth a stop in the old town when you come to Geneva. All right, guys, I'm just here on the Promenade de Triel. I just exited the old city walls over here, and I'm about to catch a bus because I saw there is actually a international panoramic city sightseeing tour that's included with the Geneva Pass, which usually costs 25 Swiss francs, but is included for free with the Geneva City Pass. So I'm heading to Rue des Alpes where the tour meets, but I gotta get a bus and then see that tour, which will be 75 minutes, and then learn about basically the UN, which has been founded here, as well as other like humanitarian organizations like the Red Cross that also has a museum. So maybe we will have time to visit that as well before they close at 5. All right, so I just found the bus that will take me to go see where the UN is and the Red Cross Museum. The Swiss tourist office is right here, so Rue des Alpes is right there, but it actually meets in this parking lot here. If you put Gare Routière, then you'll find the Geneva Sightseeing tourist bus, which is the one that's covered on the city pass. So let's get on this bus because it just started snowing out of nowhere. So one thing is you do get a 5-minute photo stop, and we're in front of this beautiful, it looks like it's a restaurant hotel now at Parc des Ovives, and across from it you have such a cool view. So one thing that Geneva is known for is being where the League of Nations was founded and the headquarters of the United Nations, which is located right here behind me. And one thing I noticed is that you'll see that there are protests that happen across the way on the square, and then the famous symbol right here of the broken chair in Geneva. But yes, this is definitely easy to get to. You could either take the sightseeing tour that I just took, or you could just take the public transit because it's very easy. But it was definitely nice to get some explanation of the different buildings we saw. Like we saw the World Health Organization, we saw what else? The school where all the diplomats send their kids to. And yeah, now I'm just gonna walk up this hill to get to the Red Cross Museum, and then after that figure out what's going on, because one girl said that her cruise got canceled because of the waves. It's a bit windy today on Lake Geneva, so you know you can't always control the weather, and because it's the winter they only are running on Sundays, so we'll see what we can do. But if I'm not able to do the cruise today, then I will probably head to the Old Town, find some food, or go to a museum again. But so far, I really think the Geneva City Card is the way to do it in terms of seeing the city, because the transit's covered, all these entrances and tours are covered. Like that Geneva sightseeing tour would have cost 25 francs on its own.
After a short 5-minute walk, I made it to the Red Cross Museum.
Just got my ticket, and we're in the Red Cross Museum. They give you a guide. That's an audio guide included in the ticket, and this was all provided by the Geneva City Pass. I'm very astounded by this. Let's go check out the museum. So one thing you can see when you're at the Red Cross Museum is actually the original Geneva Convention that was made in 1864, located in this case right here. And it's definitely really interesting. I didn't even know that you'd be able to see this. And then I love this museum because it's really describing like what this symbol was. They made the Red Cross symbol literally in 1864 when they created the Geneva Convention, and it's been used ever since. So on the other side of this are archives that are part of the UNESCO Memories of Records, basically. I need to look up the exact thing, but in 2007 they were recognized because they are so important to help people and families link back up or find out what happened to their family members in World War I. There's over 6 million records in here. It's nuts, and we're about to go inside and see that. Just the magnitude of what people had to do to record all of the things for prisoners of war and also civilians that were just caught up in the middle of it.
After about 2 hours in the Red Cross Museum, I really enjoyed it. I headed to get some coffee downstairs.
Okay guys, I just found the coolest machine ever. This espresso machine is a vending machine, and it costs 1 franc. Then you choose. I tried this one already, and of course I'm a coffee fanatic, so I'm gonna try another one.
I took my cup of coffee to go, and I took a bus into town to see if I could make the CGN tour.
Yves Mont Blanc is where it usually picks up, so I guess we can see. I don't know, it looks kind of closed, but let's see. So after a failed attempt at the CGN cruise, which is kind of sad because I really was looking forward to doing that on Lake Geneva, I'm back in the Old Town because I didn't really finish up here. I'm going to go to St. Pierre Cathedral, or St. Peter's Cathedral, and I'm pretty sure we can get to the top of there with the Geneva City Card. Alright guys, we are inside the St. Pierre Cathedral, and it's really, really beautiful. there is so much history in this church, and not only that, it's just so beautiful and magnificent. But the thing that you need to do here is go to the top of the tower for some of the best views in all of Geneva. Let's go up to the tower. This old door right here. So when I arrived, I had to just tell them I had the city pass. He plugged in some numbers and then I got my ticket. There's also an archaeology museum. I don't know how long I have, and I hope I can come back tomorrow to see that, because I think it closes at 5:30 and started like 5. I'm out of shape or something, but I shouldn't be. I'm probably just tired because I've been skiing so much here in Switzerland. What we're at is the South Tower bells, which I just saw, and you get a fenced view right here. There's one more level up we have to go. It keeps going on and on. Gets thinner and thinner, but it's gonna be definitely worth the view, I think. Oh my gosh, yes. Whoa. This is the South Tower, and I thought you could see outside and have a view where you're not like by all the, we're still like located inside. This is really steep though. To go see the North Tower. This is nuts. Definitely a beautiful panorama, but we have one more level to go up. Let's go check it out. Taking refuge from the wind right now. It is really, really cold, but these views are just outstanding. Look at this. Oh my gosh. And not only that, there's also this side as well. It's panoramic. I'm cold. I'm gonna start heading down the stairs. The cathedral closes at 5:30, so it's time to head out. And so I just went up to the tower and now I'm just sitting down here. There seems to be some song at 6 p.m. on Sundays, and I heard them singing when I was coming down the stairs. But this church that we're in is from the 12th century. And while it used to be Catholic in the 16th century, during the Protestant Reformation, the French reformer Jean Calvin came here, and everybody became Protestant. And not only that, then he preached here till his death. So I think that's pretty interesting. And that was like around 1564 when he passed away. But yeah, you can come here and enjoy some song or go to see the tower for £7, or it's included in the Geneva card. So if you're going to be here for 24 hours or 48 hours or 72 hours, there is a card that covers the cost for your transport, as well as a lot of these activities that I've been doing, which I'm really excited I've had access to thanks to the Geneva Tourism Board. So let's go on. I think I need something hot because it was really cold up there. Already after a really cold visit to the St. Pierre Cathedral, I'm in Ferdinand Cafe, which is really cute, and I got some hot chocolate and a quiche, which looks really good because I really didn't eat lunch, so I needed to stop somewhere. In total it was 12 Swiss francs, which isn't too bad, and I'm really excited to try some hot cocoa. That was really good. And now for the bite of the quiche. Hot, but hot, but so good. I'm so glad I got the quiche.
After a nice light meal, I decided to walk the 20-minute walk back from the old town to Hotel D and rest up, because the next day I was going to take a chocolate tour around the whole city and see something a little bit special. Make sure you follow along and subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. And as always, let me know if you have any questions in the comments.